Today we're taking a look at a new product from Nitrous Express called the Signal Synchronizer. Why didn't I think of this? Stick around. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. And it has been a long time since we've done a video because the thrash is real. Rocky Mountain Race Week is right around the corner and we're getting the Nova ready, and there is just a plethora of crap everywhere. It's so terrible. I hate every second of it. But I did want to get on here and shoot a real quick video for you guys because Nitrous Express has come out with this unit, the 16020 Signal Synchronizer, on their website, about 150 bucks, and this thing is magic. I should have thought of this. Literally, I should be selling you guys. I should be making all this money off of it, but they beat me to it. The cool thing about this is it plugs into your OBD2 port. It grabs a set of base parameters that we like to trigger things off of, TPS, mass airflow, things like that, and then outputs them to an output harness. And so you've got a standard OBD2 connector that plugs into the side of this thing, and then you have a Molex connector with a bunch of wires coming out the other side that has outputs. And it has all kinds of different outputs, 12 volts, 5 volts, analogs, PWMs. It has a bunch. You're going to have to go through the manual, take a look at it, but we're going to hook it up to the Mustang today and use the software that comes with it where you can monitor it. We're not even going to hook the Molex up to it because we don't have anything to output it to right now, but we can still hook it up, let this thing pull parameters, and it'll still do the outputs. There's just not going to be anything connected to the outputs. It comes with a USB cable specifically for that that's going to go into the side over here. And then on top of it, I suggest if you're doing something like this, go out and get you a OBD2 splitter. I run one of these in the truck, and that way I can have multiple things hooked up. This is not actually a splitter, this is a pass-through, but they make actual splitters that you can plug in two devices to the same CAN bus essentially. Makes life a lot easier whenever it comes to doing stuff like this. But for now, let's go ahead, let's get this thing plugged in, powered up, and communicating, and you'll see exactly some of the features that this thing has. The cool thing about it is it's pretty much plug and play right now. It's only supporting GM and Ford platforms. There's a reason behind that. They're working on the Dodge stuff, but because of the security gateway that is on the Dodges, it's a little bit harder to get the OBD2 port to play nicely. That's why a lot of times you have to send in the ECM or you have to bypass the security gateway module. But they are taking a look at how they can solve that. There might be a way that they can do a harness that breaks out the gateway module or something like that. So keep your eyes peeled. But for 150 bucks, I think this is going to solve a lot of people's heartaches of trying to find an output for triggering things like nitrous, water methanol injection, etc. Okay, so we got the software loaded up here, and you can find a direct link to this in the manual. And I'll holler at the guys at Nitrous Express. They should go ahead and put a link to this software on the product description page, and it's probably just an oversight on their part, but it's a really light program called NX Terminal, and all it is basically a terminal software so we can hook up and see what the Signal Synchronizer is doing. There's a lot of options on there, but it's going to connect up to your vehicle, pull the VIN, use that to determine the OBD2 parameters to grab, and then change those over to outputs. So I've got the unit plugged into the OBD2 down here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get the key to turn on. Okay, and we will plug in. Should set up our driver down here, and then once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and refresh the COM port, and we should be able to start see this thing pulling in data. Okay, there it is. And so we have our TPS sensor, which is going to be on the yellow and green wire, our RPM, which is on the violet wire, vehicle speed on gray. We've got CAN high and low on blue and white. Then our mass airflow is on our green. And so you can see that it also shows the output. So if we were to come in here, let's see if we can push our gas pedal down and watch if I don't fall. Our output for our TPS goes from 1.57 wide open throttle is going to be at 4.5 volts. So this is just a quick and easy way to test out how you need to set up the device that you're connecting to this on the back side of it. And what I'm expecting to happen is eventually there will be a way that we can go in here and do some custom configurations on stuff like this to be able to change some of these switching points. But as you can see right now, it is just default parameters loaded. As we get more into some of the features and operability of this system, we'll talk about it down the road. And in fact, I've got an extra one that I'm going to be giving away on one of the live shows very soon because I'm super excited about, A, the price of this product is great. It's 150 bucks. It's going to make your life a lot easier. And B, it's going to have some expandability down the road or some feature sets that allows us to do more than we can currently do with it. But right now they're getting it out to market so people can start messing with it. And we will be using this on the Shelby GT350 in the future whenever we do something and whenever we go boosted and we want to add methanol control and stuff like that. We'll look at some of the different options that we can go ahead and use to populate outputs as we need them to trigger things like methanol control. So seriously, how great is this little device? 150 bucks. It keeps you from having to splice into different fittings in the engine bay, keep everything nice and clean. You know, just grabs a lot of default parameters that you're going to want to use anyways for triggering different outputs. And it's just, as I said, I wish I would have thought of it. This is something that I've always kind of asked for, looked for on the market. I was so excited to see Nitrous Express be the ones that come out with something like this because it fits right into what they're trying to do perfectly, where it's making integration with modern cars a lot easier. So we're no longer having to use some of these weird TPS sensor kind of hacks to get TPS off of modern cars. We have a device that will output a TPS signal on a separate harness without dealing with any of the factory stuff, without having to adjust any of that. You know, this is a great solution to a lot of problems that most of us don't really realize that we have until we get off into the weeds of trying to figure out a way to do this better. So I will post a link down below. Make sure and go check it out. Keep your eyes peeled for the Dodge version. Whenever that comes out, I will do an update on it. And make sure if you want to win one of these, check out the live shows. We're giving a lot of free stuff away on the live shows lately. It's Thursday night Eastern. And of course, we got Rocky Mountain Race Week coming up in 10 days. So sorry, GT350, I've got to get back on the Nova. You guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.